Hello everyone, I'm Yan, your favorite friendly Frenchman, and welcome to this stream of the Wednesday, the 29th of July. The final stream of July today is a new heatwave day. I am sweating my balls off right now. It's absolutely crazy. I cannot even deny it. I'm absolutely shirtless right now. I've got a towel on my desk chair. It's absolutely awful. It's gonna be awful conditions, but we are here to entertain you all. I say we, it's the royal we. But yes, hello everyone, nice to see you all. I'm very glad to welcome you all. It's been a bit of a rush to get back home from the city I go to watch some films. Because I was away today, and so the train was late, and so I had to eat a little later, and I was really scared that I had to delay the stream. But we are here in time because we're professionals now. Look at that, professional. Anyway, let's greet you all as always. Hello Shane, hello Roargier, hello Hadar, hello Fahrenheit, hello Flucht, hello Andrew, hello Brice, hello Yappa, and hello Overlookers. I'm sorry, I don't know why I bugged on that. Hello community, only 10 minutes before work. I wanted to say hello from Eastern North Carolina, USA. Hello! So Yanchi posted his latest changes to his Spark to, well, I guess you made workshop, so we can get a closer look to these amazing details. The one from episode 11 from 2 weeks ago is up, but of course I do a workshop update every time there is a new episode, so you know you're gonna have to wait for that. Anyway, I am going to be completely honest with you all. I have not done a single minute of work, a single second of work on this area today because obviously I was away. So we're gonna continue basically what I did yesterday, which was the lighting sequence for the station, because right now I'm working on the station. Basically I'm working on everything that's going to be inside the show building of the station in the queue, and in order to, you know, have an idea of where the show building will be, that way I can build the green facade, and then we can you know, either put some rock work to camouflage it or some trees. So that basically this whole environment here behind me, let's put it on pause so that it runs a little bit better. So basically the idea is that I want to know what will be inside right here. I want to say it's gonna start about here, right next to this support right here. Like you can imagine a curved corridor being a cave entrance to the show building, to kind of throw you off and also break off the light that's coming from the outside, and then completely immerse you into the story of entering this temple that we have right here. I don't even think no, I don't think we've seen this temple together. Yes, this is a Mayan pyramid. This is gonna be our weenie for the area. We don't really have a weenie. Basically this whole area is a bunch of weenie. There's the station of the rapids here, the watchtower for the adventure trail, and also the station for off-road trek. You also have Eagle's Nest, that is another nice weenie. But usually our rides are weenies. But what I wanted to do basically is, from first-person view, when you arrive in this area, I wanted you guys to be able to see the top of the pyramid being a little mysterious, you know, like seeing something that seems very far in the distance, because you're stepping inside that outpost feel with the flat ride and all that. And so essentially you will make your way all the way to the pyramid. Well, figuratively. Technically, you will not be any close on foot to the pyramid, but you'll be under it in the station. And so yes, as I said, this is what we're going to work on today. What I did yesterday was, one, on the morning, in the morning, sorry, start the entire lighting for our station. I hope it's not too dark. Right now, some lights are being turned off by the animation, so I think that might be why. In fact, it's going to be completely dark by the end of the animation. There we go. Except, of course, the places where the guests are coming back. And so what we have to do in this stream, if it's not too dark, otherwise I have a plan B, you guys tell me if it is to basically do the entire lighting sequence for the arrival and the standby sequence, essentially. So the arrival trigger is going to trigger also the standing by sequence, you know, like something that is not synced to an audio whatsoever. And so yeah, that's the plan. So what do you guys say? Should we work on the lighting? Is it like light enough for you guys to see what I'm doing, or should we work on something else? Because I have something else to work on, obviously. We still have like a ton of things to do in this area. We could do either this part, or I think I want to start the queue line if we're not doing the lighting, because the lighting is mostly like trigger work and trial and error, and so it might not be the most interesting stuff to have on stream. Hey Jinafa, hey Hendrik, welcome everyone. And also, while you guys tell me what you guys prefer, we also have the ganadores from last stream and the previous one, from Cheetahfun to Legendary MB, everyone who has donated since I started doing this area. If you want to either climb up the ranks or have your name on there, you can donate towards the goal, so that way you can have like a +1 to your wins. Basically, ganadores means wins, and so yeah, that's because the scientists of the camp are playing cards and or the dartboard. So yeah, that's essentially. Would work on the queue, okay. Trying to see if anyone else wants to tell me what you guys prefer, because right now you're not saying much. See you, Andrew. I have a quick sip of water while I'm at it. I've watched Spider-Man and the Odyssey today. Yeah, Q might be more entertaining. Okay, let's go for Q then. So, my idea behind the Q is a walk up to a temple, essentially. So, first of all, you start in the jungle and the lost city ruins, essentially, that the coaster is going through, and essentially starting from here, you go inside the cave. Then you have a bridge at night with the temple entrance in the distance, right about here. And once you're inside the temple, you're gonna have a bunch of traps to avoid, essentially, that are already explored by our explorer character that I will not name yet, because the storyline is not yet very much developed. But yeah, essentially like free entrances of free areas of traps, and finally a collapsed entrance because they've dug through to the tomb of the feathered serpent god, which is the station, essentially. Don't worry, I won't spoil Spider-Man or the Odyssey. I'm a big purist when it comes to spoilers. And yeah, I all that I can say is that I absolutely loved Spider-Man. The Odyssey less so, but Spider-Man was honestly one of my favorite MCU films. Probably, I think it's recency bias to say ever, but definitely since Endgame. Like to me, it's on par with Guardians 3 or far better than No Way Home, I would say. And it's a good MCU movie. It's not just a Spider-Man movie, if that makes any sense. And I'll leave it at that, so that it's not that spoilery. But yeah, it's a great film. I really enjoyed it. It got a sneaky tear out of me. I love a little bit of crying. I was like, oh no, let's not say that word. Oh crap! There we go. That's better. Oh crap! I've got a tear going down my cheek, and I was like, oh yeah, it's pulling my heartstrings. I like that. I like that. But yeah, it was a really great film, really touching, I would say. And it's not often that superhero films these days are that touching. But then again, it's only my experience. Maybe you guys will have a different experience. I really enjoy Tom Holland's interpretation of the character in general, so I'm maybe a bit biased. But you know, that's my my interpretation of it for now, at the very least. Then my praise for Spidey. Yeah. It was a really good movie. I really enjoyed watching it, and I was. Wait, hold on. I gotta change saves. I was a little skeptical because I'd seen the trailer earlier this month when I went to see Supergirl, which was okay, not anything to write home about, but it was it was a good movie. But I still saw the trailer for not No Way Home, Brand New Day, my bad. And I was like, oh, there's a lot of stuff in there. How are they gonna fit it all in there? And yeah, it fits beautifully. I feel like it's a really great story, and yeah, it's awesome. I heard it's great because it's just a good Spider-Man story, the most Spider-Man since the second Sam Raimi Spidey. Oh yeah, easily. I would even say that it captures that even better in some aspects, because it gets rid of all the annoying sexist writing of MJ's character in the Raimi movies. Like I would really say that the way MJ was written in the Raimi movies was a little bit like it was written by a male and you could feel it, whereas MJ is much more developed in these new 4 films, and I feel like the progression to get where we are now at the end of this movie is definitely a better way to do a Spider-Man story indeed. Yes, so I would definitely concur. Yeah. Also known for the Odyssey as well. What would you rate Odyssey compared to other Nolan films? So, bear with me, okay? I would place it with Interstellar. Well, Interstellar and oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm sorry. Gotta get in the mood. With Interstellar and Inception, knowing that they're my least favorite of Nolan's. So, exactly, yes. Far too much damsel in distress in the Raimi movies, which is a shame because I feel like she could be a badass. Like in the I don't know if you've played the Sony Spider-Man games that have come out from 2018 to 2022, I want to say. 21? I can't remember. 23 maybe even. I honestly can't remember. But point is, she can be a badass, especially when she's played by Laura Bailey. But yeah, I really enjoy Zendaya's take on her, and it's really touching. And not only because of train is dope. Thank you. Yeah, one of my favorite trains I've ever done. Kukulkan is gonna be one of my my best coasters. I feel like a lot of people will enjoy the very Black Mamba-esque layout and integration of these two rides. Really, it's not just the one; it's also the boomerang. Because you have to remember that the boomerang has its spike on the temple here. Interstellar and Inception as your least favorite Nolan movies? That's interesting, quite uncommon opinion. Yeah, I know. I'm in the minority here. I'm always in the minority. It might be my my contraritarian mind that does that, unfortunately. But yeah, no, I would say so. I would like to think that it's not because I'm like that, even though I very much am, if I'm completely honest. But yeah, I definitely, having seen every single movie of Nolan's. No, except the first one, the one he did for the black and white one. That one I didn't see, my bad. But the everything from Memento I've seen, and yeah, I like his movies when they're more intimate. And so my personal favorite is definitely Oppenheimer. I feel like it's such a very interesting character study into that man's mind, and also Cillian Murphy is just like killing it as Oppenheimer. Everyone is killing it in this cast, honestly. But yeah, when it's much more like this epic ensemble cast, I'm less enthused than the quieter, more intimate movies like Oppenheimer, Le Prestige, not Le Prestige, the Prestige, sorry. Of course, in French it would be Le Prestige. Le Royal with cheese. But yeah, it's just my opinion. You know, it's not fact at all. It's just how I like my Nolans. And yeah, Memento and Insomnia were very, very good when it comes to that kind of stories as well. But yeah, I'm not a fan of big Nolan movies. I'm much more a fan of what he can do when he is into more how can I say that? Well, I said intimate because it's kind of what it is, really. So yeah. Which one's my favorite? Well, I think I just said it's Oppenheimer right now. I think before that might have been The Prestige. No, my bad. Before that it was Dunkirk. I really like Dunkirk as well. I always forget about it, but I really genuinely love it. I basically always forget that it is Nolan who did it. So so yeah, it's kind of weird. But before that it was Dunkirk. I really enjoyed The Prestige as well. And since Oppenheimer came around, I would say Oppenheimer, Dunkirk, The Prestige. I keep wanting to say Le Prestige. Oh, oui. I like my women. Like I like my Nolan intimate. Yeah, I guess there's some fact to that. I guess. I don't know. I'm a Planet Coaster content creator. I haven't known the touch of a woman in years. Yes, so what I want to do with this tiny, tiny corridor is like something that looks like it's been dug out. Because they were trapped in the spike room earlier, the spike ceiling room, you know, those classic rooms with the spikes coming down. So yeah. You didn't get an overkill on Tom and Zendaya today, and John Bernthal as well. You have to remember that all three of them are in the same, well, are in two movies that are in theaters right now. And no, honestly, no. I really enjoy all three of them, especially John Bernthal. I feel like he's really underrated because he's got a strong personality, that man, hasn't he? So I feel like Hollywood is a little frightened of him. I don't know if that's rightfully so or not, but I really like the way he acts. He's very much like so I like that. But yeah. I'll fix that. That's okay. Let's just do the. He is absolutely awesome in the Punisher, as the Punisher in general. Not just in his own series, but also in other people's things as the Punisher. And he's got really great on-screen chemistry with Tom Holland, I have to say. I mean, both of them are friends since they've done a project together years ago, as far as I understand. But yeah. Without spoiling it, what do I think about the post-credit scene of Spidey? I have no clue what to think of it, mate. I genuinely do not know what to think of it. It's so cryptic. I literally am so lost at what they've shown us. Like, if anyone after seeing it is able to explain to me what is going on, because I am not, then I would be thankful. But right now I am not able to make any sense of it. I'll likely be rewatching the film at some point, but right now it's just not something that I can give a good interpretation for. I have no idea what is going on in there. But it seems like something important. Well, if you want to slide in my DMs, Jinafa, to in order to tell me that'd be nice, because I need to be enlightened. Seeing the trailer for Dune 3 right before Odyssey threw me off. I saw Zendaya as Jenny. Yes! That's absolutely true. That is so true. I had exactly the same, especially because they're wearing the same thing that Chani is wearing in that dream sequence from the first movie. Well, the second one as well, and technically the third one as well. But you know, that beautiful white flowing gown or something. Like it really gave something of the sort, like those same vibes. And so yeah, I was like, dude, I really want to watch Dune right now. Especially because, as I said in the last stream, I'm especially looking forward to Dune Part 3 because it's my favorite of the three books that I've read. Hold on, how do you? I think it's read, right? I read. Yeah, I think. Sorry, I'm French, by the way. Did you know? It's been a while since I've done that meme, but yes, I am. Right, so we have something of the sort. I feel like I need my My two blokes, where are they? There they are. Yes, red, yeah. I've always felt it was weird to be the exact same as the base one, I guess. That's why it always threw me off. For some reason. But anyway, enough about me. How are you guys doing? Written the same way but pronounced differently. Well, to be fair, we can't say much. We're French, and the French language has a lot of those kind of BS. I'm so sorry for your serious condition of being French. Hey, honestly, it's not so bad. It's honestly not so bad. I feel like it's enabled me to pursue a lot of creative endeavors in my life, and I feel like ultimately, if I hadn't been French, Belleflore wouldn't exist because I wouldn't do something that was set in northern France. So there you go. What would you guys prefer? Me not being French or Belleflore not existing? No, sorry, that made no sense. Me being French or Belleflore not existing. By the way, since we have this Plan Zoo music going on in the background, I really have to address something. So for about 3 weeks, I want to say now, I've had the exclusive content creator stuff for Planet Zoo 2. And I have not used them yet because they're those Zoopedia things, and yeah, since a lot of people don't care about that on my channel, I feel like I need to wait until something a little bit bigger comes around so that I can start posting about Planet Zoo. But I'm still planning on covering it a little bit, like not extensively, obviously. Like I feel like a lot of people won't care, although I might be surprised that a lot of people might care because animals are cute. Yay. I'm headed back to work next week, boo to that. Other than that, things are pretty alright. Hey, nice to hear, nice to hear. Are you on vacation then, I assume? Same, I'm not making another vid until something juicier comes about. Yeah, I get that. I get that. But you know, I'm happy that they thought of me. I'm glad I emailed Chris for that, because it obviously paid off eventually. For the longest time I was like, it's never gonna pay off, but in the end, Chris came through. I feel like June was a very, very hectic period of time for them, so I'm really happy that they're out of that now and that they're able to do such things, to add little old me, for example, to the loop. I've heard Planet Zoo is doing better than PC on views. That's true, yes. That's very true. I feel like there is a bigger community because it's much more a cuter game, and you know, cute animals are getting the points, I guess. Not that I'm ever foreseeing me completely transitioning to Planet Zoo, but you know, once in a while, why not do something Planet Zoo? It's I've always regretted. Well, to be fair, it wasn't my fault, but I've always regretted the fact that we didn't have a long time to play around with Planet Zoo on console in 2024 because, like, I don't know, so 3 or 4 months later, Planet Coaster 2 was announced for all platforms, and so I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm back to Planet Coaster to prepare my channel for that then. Because I've always been more into coasters than Zoo, but I done some research and all that to try and do something decent with Zoo. Whether I manage that remains to be seen. That series is, well, that 2-episode short-lived series is still on the channel if you guys are interested. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think it's very interesting at all. It was back when I didn't do scripts. And it was a little bit boring, if I'm honest. But I had a cute swimming pool for my otters. It was great. And to this day, otters are still my favorite animals. And fun fact, the zoo was called Terre de Bellefaune, which is what inspired the name Belleflore later down the line. Hey, Harmonious Theme Parks, welcome to the stream. Honestly, Belleflore helps me get inspiration for my own parks. Thank you! Thank you, nice to know. Nice to know. It's always a pleasure to read that kind of stuff, and yeah, I'm glad to be able to inspire a bunch of people. Always has Dungeon F way more players. Yeah, exactly. It's definitely more casual friendly, yes. Because unlike, you know, coasters, for example, like coasters, you need to really research them and hone your craft to really start getting them right. Even I wouldn't say that I completely excel at them. I still have some janky G-forces here and there. But you know, an animal, you can just plop it down and it's there, especially if you disable all the management side of the game. You can do something a little nice already. I had a hard time with Zoo because I'm significantly less familiar with the backstages of zoos compared to coasters. We'll see what the sequel brings. I'm tentatively looking forward to playing it. Yeah, me too. Me too. That's why when Planet Zoo console was announced, I went to Belgium's largest zoo, which is pretty close to where I live, called Paradisa. Kiara is actually going there next week, I want to say. Not entirely sure, but I think she's going there soon anyway. And yeah, it's an amazing zoo, and also something that we've done is this was a day that I organized myself. So my dad and his partner they knew that we were going there, but they didn't know that I had planned something special, which was feeding giraffes. And so to this day, I still have that video on my phone of us. Well, in fact, in the video, the video is there as well, in the first episode of that zoo series that I just talked about. There is that video of me feeding giraffes, and it was a special experience, and I will never forget it, ever. Like it was such a great thing to do, because not only were we able to have like these unforgettable moments with the animal, but also sorry for the flashbang, I was able to talk with the keeper a little bit about how things work behind the scenes, and also learn more about the giraffes as animals. So yeah, if I can give you any advice on what to do before Zoo comes out, Planet Coaster content creators, then it's definitely to go to your closest zoo and try to to be as curious as possible and try to get as much reference as possible, as we do with theme parks. Really, do what we do with theme parks, but in zoos, plural. All right, so we have our collapsed cavern here. Boom. We just need a door right here because I need an emergency exit. How can I do that? Do you think I can just use that door? I think I can just use that door. I'll just have to copy the basic shed behind it. I guess you were nearly as tall as the giraffes. Yes, exactly. So essentially they had a platform that you could get on to feed the giraffes, and the keeper saw me and was like, "Yeah, no, you're tall enough. You're staying with the giraffes, and we're gonna go up with on the platform." At some point, I was even tempted to eat some of the lettuce myself, but then the keeper saw me and she was like, "Yeah, no, don't do that, mate. That's a bad idea." But apparently she was used to that kind of behavior. She gets a lot of Frenchmen. I once had a backstage tour at Burger Zoo Aquarium. What's Burger? Oh, Burger is probably a city in Germany. I'm so stupid. I was like, oh, the food. Duh. I'm a stupid Frenchman. Forgive me. That soundtrack, like, absolutely slaps. Okay. I feel like we need some props as well, like those some pickaxes and oh, it's the family name of the people who started the zoo. Right. That makes sense. Some props, maybe some tiny stones lying around. You know, like a stone pile with that kind of stone. Hey Alex, nice to see you! Welcome to the stream, mate. Nice to see you here. Sorry. What is here? I'm not drunk. I'm just it's the heat, man. By the way, once again, if you guys appreciate me streaming despite the absolute heat wave that we're going through today, do leave a like, leave a nice comment, or of course you can always donate so to support the channel, of course. It's gonna be a lot of flashbangs because I'm gonna have to use the flashlight quite a lot. I'm sorry about that. It is what it is. We need the emergency exit sign. There we go. Oops. Yeah, essentially I want an emergency exit going at the back of the show building because I feel like right here is going to be a service road or something. Like there's going to be a big backstage complex around here, I want to say. Because you have to remember that there is going to be the hotel right around here. So you have to have a backstage road Possibly a second backstage entrance, kind of like what we have here behind Fiskeskysten with the roundabout and all that. So yeah. Yes, hello, Hendrix. You're now a kick-ass guitarist, Hendrik. Congratulations. Yes, props. Props. Guess I could have one here? Huh. Then when you zoomed out there, it just showed how much you've built. It all looks so good. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, when like I usually focus on the tiny details and all that, but when you really look at all of the park, like all of this is like huge. Like it is a huge project. Huge project. You have to remember that I've been building this for a little over a year now. Actively, that is. I technically started the project in February 2025, but I actively started building it basically when I stopped Gamsaso Park. So roughly the end of June. So yeah, that's giving you an idea of how long I've been working on this park. And yeah, it's huge, absolutely huge, and there's so much more left to do. I would say there's about 40% left to do, which is pretty like reasonable, I would say. If I'm done with it by the end of the year, I'll be happy. That way I'll be able to start the new year with a different kind of videos, and that'll be nice. There are gonna be any lights above the door sign. There's gonna be lights on the ceiling here. Don't worry. How many areas after this one or two? The Mexican area is gonna be one area divided in 3 episodes. Right now we're making episode 11, the first episode of the Mexican area. And then there is going to be another area with 2 episodes and 1 final episode before the park tour, that is, which is going to focus on all the backstage areas, like doing, I don't know, HR building, warehouses, water treatment stuff, hotel access, that kind of thing. Like, yeah, a lot of really exciting stuff. I feel like this should be swept sides, just because I don't want any visitor to get hurt by the pointy side. Hell yeah, Yen, make another access road. You know how I love roads. Well, technically, there's like my... Whoa, what the heck was that? Did I... Okay, no, that's good. I was worried I stopped the stream for a second. Something weird happened on my my screen. Why... Every damn time. I don't care. I'm gonna leave you there. But all that to say, yeah, I've got my work cut out for me when it comes to backstage access. You know, there's still all of this to continue to arrive here at the maintenance bay for off-road trek. Then it's gonna join at the back of the show building for Kukulkan. And there's this backstage access for the back of the summer camp right here with the retention pond right here. And it's gonna go all the way around underneath the access for the hotel and join right here with Fiskeskysten. So Mexico is taking the back part of the lake. No. This is the... basically, I see the lake as this. This is basically taking the northwest part of the lake. Even though the north is somewhere around here, I believe. But yeah, the real back part of the lake is gonna be here. It's gonna be the Arthurian area, the Carmarthen area, themed to Merlin and the Black Knight, which is gonna be great. I'm thinking about making a park named Lake Gale Park, which would be a family park. In the 90s, in the year 2005, the park was in financial trouble, and a company named FunSpot saved it. Hey, if that is what excites you, yeah, go for it. Honestly, go for it. Something that I will always say to people asking me whether something is a good idea or not is just do it. You know, don't think, do. Because thinking about things don't make things. It's by doing things that you start, well, actually doing them. It's in the name. It's such a simple way of seeing things and it works, but a lot of people don't realize that they can do it. But it's true. If you have an idea, just go for it. There we go. So I just want to put you on loop. There we go. Ever interacted with dolphins before? Yes, at SeaWorld Orlando, yeah. As a matter of fact, I did. Yeah. That was a bit strange. I don't know. I wasn't into it. I was mostly there for the coasters, so at the time I didn't have the maturity for that. But regardless, I feel like it was a fun thing to do. I feel like if I did it now, I would be much more into it than I was back as a teenager. But yeah, it is what it is. So Mexico, read that. Wow, you've gotten a lot done. Looking great. Thank you, Remnant. Thank you so much, especially coming from you. It's very, very nice to hear. Well, read, not hear. Right, for lighting, we need that big piece of basic shape to completely block off the lights. All right, that's better, yes. So we just want like right around here. Great. Yeah, that looks great. Sounds like an interesting lore. Yeah, for sure. Anything is interesting. You just have to make it, you know. That's why I'm saying don't think about things. Do. Because, you know, it's always great to have ideas and write them down and all that, but until you actually make them, your ideas won't really matter. It's not the ideas that matter, it's the making that matter. And a lot of people forget that. It's very easy to have an idea, but it's but not a few people are going to actually make it. Did you know that dolphins can paint? No, I did not. Not that interested in animals, mate, to be honest. So I don't know many animal facts. Says the guy who wants to get into Planet Zoo. I know. I want a shovel right about here. I think it's gonna look like it's gonna fall, so no, maybe not. Right around here. There we go. Just so we have a couple of tools to tell the story of this being excavated. Maybe this can be a little darker. I don't know. Hold on. Ah, no. Actually, no. No, I can't. Okay, my bad. And there goes the early access to Plan Zoo. No, I think it's secured. It's secured for now. Boom. Is making it any darker? Is it a little better? A little. And I think to make this a smooth transition, decals are going to be my go-to. This is basically what I've done on the concrete floor all over the station. This is our exit, by the way. But yeah, essentially when I have like big pads of concrete, like here, for example, like the platform where the baggage thing is going on, I put some decals to make it look less clean and more temple-y, if that makes any sense. Go to break it up. Thinking about pausing my realistic big park for now, as I need to get more used to building and theming and just start a relatively small six-axis or type of park around small lake thoughts. Honestly, if you need to get more used to building and theming, do blueprints. A lot of people skip the blueprints and go straight to the park, to doing a park, I mean, and it's not necessarily a good idea, I would say. Like, to learn how to build, you must be able to build on a small scale first, because if you don't know how to build on a small scale, however are you going to build on a big scale, like any type of park, maybe a small park or a big park. So my advice to anyone who wants to get better at anything in the game, do it in blueprint form before you do any sort of park. My big problem when I was discovering Planet Coaster, and that might be what took me so long, it was that I always wanted to do omniparks. Always. I feel like a lot of my ideas in my earlier years would have been better as blueprints. Hey Harry, welcome to the stream, man. Nice to see you. That decal streak right here. There we go. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. I like that. Maybe I have one here. Even though I'm doing that, but you will never be able to see it because the guests will be walking over it. But you know, it creates texture still. Right, so that's our collapsed corridor done. In fact, I can completely get rid of this. I just want one left to mark the emergency exit. Exit. There we go, and we're going to need it right about here. That's not the right axis. There we go. Perfect. Let's just check whether that works well or not with the lighting. That's what matters in the end. Yeah, it works. Works pretty well. In fact, I feel like I could completely get rid of those lights. Because there's going to be lights at the end here and also here. In fact, I could probably like point this light at the emergency exit sign, like so. Yeah, and then boom. Yeah, that's awesome. Absolutely awesome. I know this Belleflore doesn't have a carousel, which is a ride that is found in almost every theme park. Do you plan on putting one, not on, in the Arthurian area? Yes, that is actually a plan that I have. Yeah, in the Arthurian. So basically, the remaining flat rides are mostly theme park classics. The remaining flat rides are so a carousel for the Arthurian area. Where is it? A teacups for that's gonna be about here. That is so huge, by the way. I'm gonna have to to make it work. But that is going to be our Bailando themed teacup, so dense themed teacup, and one of those for the back of the Arthurian area, which is going to be themed to a battering ram. I'm gonna learn how to build decently before starting the park. It's not necessarily wanting to build decently, but like training your brain about how to think about those things, you know. And a lot of that is something that you can learn through sharing things with people. What I really recommend, not necessarily on my server, but for example, Bro Nation is absolutely great at giving you feedback because it's the bigger server with a lot of people and a lot of nice people, a lot of veterans as well. And yeah, you can basically share what you do. Of course, don't do every single step. It doesn't matter. Like, just do a full thing and then share it on Bro Nation, my server, wherever you want to share it, but share it with people and gather feedback on what you can improve, what people like, what people don't like, and you know, try to grow from that. And essentially, with every project, you have to try to be better than your past self, and you don't have to try to be better than anyone else than yourself. That's all that matters in any creative endeavor, not just Blanco. I believe there is a suit of armor in one of the packs. Will you use that as the Black Knight, or will you prefer to make a model from scratch? I'm going to do a custom animatronic for the Black Knight. I will tell that right away. It is going to be a custom animatronic. There is going to be a lot of custom animatronics in the Arthurian area. Well, a lot. There's two I can think of. Another one, like technically there are going to be 3 main characters. One is the Black Knight, which is going to be having his own rolling pre-show, if pre-shows aren't introduced by then, but I don't think they will, with an animatronic. And there's going to be Merlin that is using Vesper, so that guy from the Sorcery pack. Obviously, like, he's very Merlin coded, so I feel like he's a good fit for a Merlin character. And of course, I'm just going to use a mascot for that. I'm not going to bother redoing it with pieces. It would literally just kill the piece count for no reason. As for our third character of the area, which I will not reveal until the area is done, That one is also going to be completely custom, and I'm especially excited about this one because it's one of those more one of these less human characters that I will do, and it's always more exciting because it's more creaturey and you know, trying new things essentially. So yeah, there you go. Why was I talking about that? Yeah, because of the armor. There is a suit of armor, but like it's like I think I have it in the park actually. It's like that, you know. It's not great. Like it's one of those fairy tale animatronics. I mean, they do the job right here, but it's not great. It's not great. I've basically used them out of laziness, and if I do, when I do a Black Knight animatronic, I'll probably retrofit those other animatronics so that they look a little bit better. Just as, like, you know, statues or whatever. Anyway, let's do our spike ceiling. So, what I use for the walls is both those those pillars, maybe not actually, but mostly the Viking stone wall decoration, because they're great textures to do that. Oops. Sorry, I'm having a hard time since they've reintroduced the inventory as something that shows up when you're moving a piece, even though not in building roofs, which is interesting. That's weird. Hold on. What? Okay, I'm tripping balls. I don't know what's going on right now. Reddit is also a great place to get feedback. I don't know. I can't speak for anything that I've not tested myself. I'd rather not get in trouble, especially when it comes to Reddit. I'm not a big fan of Reddit in general, so yeah, I go at your own peril, if that's something you say in English. I don't know. Anyway, most of you guys are adults, so you can make your own decisions. Got to go now to sort real life things out. Bye all, and enjoy the rest of the live stream. Thank you so much, Shane, and see you around. Take care, man. If it helps, I made a blueprint where I shortened the parallelogram right platform. Unless, of course, you want the entrance and exit in a different location. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean, Fahrenheit. What are we talking about? Not right, it's 105. That's okay. You're a teen, well, that makes one of you. It's cool that that some young people enjoy what I do. You're a teen as well. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I'm cool, Mom. Lots of teenagers like to watch what I do. Yeah. How am I going to do that? I feel like just doing the walls right now. Then we'll see. We'll figure things out as always. Do we need to be family friendly now? I think we've always been kind of family friendly, but on our own terms, if that makes any sense. Like doing a lot of innuendos and that kind of stuff. If you're asking is if I'm completely throwing my personality out of the window because of that, then no, that's a big no. It's not gonna look the best, but then again, I don't think I can make it better. Honestly, I don't know if it's not family friendly. I'm okay with swearing. Yeah, I'm okay with swearing as well. It's just that YouTube is generally kind of an ass when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I tend to avoid it, sadly. But like for the people who have met me in real life, or who are in the VIP chat, or even who are friends with me, they can tell you how big of a swear guy. Like I'm a big potty mouth, essentially. Like I swear a lot, and that is due to me being French, to be fair. So you know, it was written on the instructions. Oh, interestingly. Yay! Look at that. Perfecto! Perfecto indeed. Oh, maybe not here, actually. There we go. Is there a slow mode photo chat? Yeah, so that I can keep up. There's about 60 seconds I think for everyone, which is fine. You know, I think someday I'd like to try out this game. I could make my own creations and even share them with others. Yeah, I do recommend it. Like, this game is better experience when you do share things with others. Like, it's all great to make what you want, but ultimately, sharing it with others give it a whole other life. I felt like originally I was making things for my own, but you know, it's fun to a point. And once I found a community to share what I did in, it completely changed my perspective on the game and what I could do. And yeah, so 4.5 years later, here I am on YouTube full time doing exactly that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I bet it'll look even better in the lighting. Hello, your park is very beautiful. Simple Park Camtasso, and this is very good. Thank you! Thank you, 123 Parks. Sharing is caring. Yes, that's true. It's very true. That's really funny because some communities in the Planet Coaster community, when I tend to share my stuff, because you know I like to share my stuff. It's just not that I'm a content creator. I'm not always thinking about that aspect of sharing. You know, sometimes I just want to share cool stuff that I'm thinking about, and was like, oh yeah, something I could do this, I could do that to share it to people, essentially. And a lot of people are like, oh, you're a content creator. Shameless plug or whatever, and I hate that so much. I'm just like, dude, I just want to show what I did. You do the same, but you don't have a YouTube channel, so you don't say that about yourself. Anyway, that's my rant. That's why I love having guest builders in my stuff. We make stuff for each other at that point more than for the workshop, especially with all the thievery on the workshop. Yeah, that's true. Although I've kind of made my peace with that. Especially that, like, once you share, especially blueprints, right? Once you share something on the workshop, like, it's not yours anymore, it's more anyone else's, really. And you can't really do anything about that, so I've kind of made my peace with that. But what does annoy me quite a lot is just people reposting my stuff on YouTube or that kind of thing. That's my my big issue in general. Anyway, just before I start working with the parades pieces, I just want to do a quick save. Right here and right here. Bada boom. Right now I'm building a restaurant. I'm not doing interiors though. Ah, that's a shame. You could do interiors. Try to get out of your comfort zone as well, you know. Yeah, me too. Anything I put out there it's out of my hands. If someone is gonna gain fake internet points for it, whatever. Yeah, that's true. It's just a little annoying. I get why people do it, but it's mostly not giving people credit, like, properly. I don't mind if it's my creation, but there's this one Facebook page, for example, that has been reposting my stuff. Not just my stuff, but Silverheads and everyone who has ever done anything on the workshop. Corvus as well, I think. Essentially, they've been reposting all of our works, and there's not even a share code so that people can use the creation. It's just like title of the creation, name of the creator, and I wasn't even YanBK1608. I was just YanBK, and with only an N, for example. And yeah, it's like, come on, do a little bit better. Like, respect what we do, is what I'm saying. But I guess it's too much to ask. Let's do another thing right here. Where am I? There we go. I can just do this and that. What's the best platform to play Planet Coaster 2 on? Definitely PC. Console is alright, I guess. I've done multiple years on console, but you're gonna hit a wall at some point on console. So yeah, PC is the ideal ideal platform, I would say. Right. So, what I want to do with this place is have something of the sort, I think. Hold on. Show yourself. There we go. Show yourself. No, I'm gonna get DMCA'd by Disney. I've already got DMCA'd by the Hades soundtrack last stream, so I would rather not do anything of the sort anymore. It's still going to happen at some point, but you know, if I can avoid it, then that's. Alright, let's no, I should do that a little differently. Should measure it according to the queue line. Yeah, basic decency is too much to ask for these days. Well, it depends where you look at, but yeah, I would say so. Fortunately, that is not everywhere. There are still decent people to balance it out. But in general, yes, decency has become somewhat of a rare currency. Which is why trying to treat others the way you want to be treated is exactly the way you must go about your life. In my opinion, at the very least. You guys do whatever you want. Again. I'm just acting wise, I'm not really wise. Okay. Final one. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, works. Okay. That's not what I meant to do. My bad. Alright, I'm gonna shove off for a bit. Have fun with your queue. Thank you! Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning by. Sorry, the heat. For tuning in and stopping by. It's always a pleasure to have you, Bandit. Okay, so the idea now is to make that a whole group and raise them up as much as we can. Say here. Does that give a good... Of course it's completely black. Yeah, that works pretty nice. Now, what I want to do is do this, but with a circle. Let's make it 50%. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Ah yes, I forget. That thing can go really low. Like I used a lot of the parades pieces for the train and the that thing, the sculpture. And yeah, the parades pieces are really great for for tiny details. Really, really recommended for train work, especially. You should just, you know, copy paste every time. There we go. I'm back. PC crashed for the third time this evening. Oh no. Is it because of the heat then? Oh, by the way, I think it's a good a time as any to tell you guys that I won't be streaming on Saturday because we will welcome my uncle for the weekend. So yeah, I don't see him often. Once every year if we're lucky. So I'd rather spend some time with him. Can you make a video about how to do your theme? Wow, hold on. How can you make a video about how do your theme your coasters? How do you theme your coasters? Okay. No. It's completely subjective. There is no teaching it. Do try things and basically F around and find out is the formula. That's not true. There's no real formula. Just try things, you know. A lot of people think that there's this this blueprint for doing all that. No, there isn't. Our uncle Yan family, yes. Hey Banan, we're doing pretty like we're hot. We're really hot right now. Big heat wave, but yeah, essentially. Pretty hot. How much playtime do you have? On Planet Coaster 2 console and PC combined, I have about 3,700 hours, I think. But if you count Planet Coaster 1 into that as well, I have about 8,000-ish, something like that. Yeah, I hate this heat wave from Germany. Yeah. It's back up north now. Hopefully it won't last as long as it did last time, but we shall see. Sorry, this is not very interesting, but to be fair, it is more interesting than watching a guy do triggers for 3 hours. If not more. Probably more, honestly. You guys dodged a bullet with that. Nope. 20 is not the right one. Going to Hansa Park in 10 days though. Super excited for that. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man. I will be going to Belleflore for my birthday on the 16th. So, yeah, really excited about that, especially because I've invited Broccoli, so I'm gonna be seeing Broccoli again, which is really, really nice. I will not vlog though. I want this day to be just ours. like my friends and I, not just broccoli. That felt weird and very. Very much like we were in a relationship. We are, but as friends. One of my first parks was the only variations around my right were an obscene amount of rose bushes. Yeah. Greenery can... good greenery is just making a lot of... using a lot of different stuff. So I would really recommend doing palettes for your greenery. Essentially... Hold on, let me get... There we go. Essentially what I have here is like all of this is things that I can potentially use in this area, and so that's how I this area, for example, which is very much more, let me turn up the lights, which is much more inspired by what you can find in American national parks. It's completely contrasted with what you can find in Mexico with the palm trees and the acacia and all those, and the more tropical trees essentially, and you can especially see that with the different colors. Like this is much more vibrant, this is much more faded and almost like a pastel green, and then you have the much more European trees between the French area and the German area, and then you go full on cityscape and dockscape and you know, pine trees and all that. So yeah. See you, Gaming Banan. There we go. Anyway, we are almost done with this. Booking flights to Belgium for the 16th. Hey, honestly, if you guys want to meet me, that'd be great. That'd be a nice birthday present. But of course, as always, if you see not just me, but like anyone that you know from YouTube or anywhere else in public, just, you know, respect their privacy. Say hi, because it's always nice, but, you know, don't be a weirdo about it, is what I'm saying. Be a decent human being, essentially. Yeah, but now my palettes are basically every type of nature, but not any. But I chose based on where the park is, because I don't really like theme parks. I really like looking at amusement parks. Hey, you do you, my man. Everyone can do whatever they like. Don't start fanboying around when you see a content creator. Yeah. Essentially, yes. Right, so... Does that look like it's... Yes, it does look like that. Jan Belleflore takeover. Maybe. Be a decent human being, not just when you meet someone from YouTube, but in general. Yeah, that's true. And in general, like, be you, you know. I like this red light coming from the station. I would like to use something like that, but like across the... you know what I mean? Across the basically to highlight the spikes and all that. Anyway, speaking of the spikes, time for some spikes. Sorry for the flashbang once again. It's always going to be like that. Spikes. There we go. Work is sending me to Paris tomorrow, and I will use the opportunity to go to Bacca Steaks on Saturday to finally do 2 tatis. Oh my goodness, that's absolutely great. Sorry, I had to catch a bug. Do be aware that you likely get a lot of people though. Bacca Steaks is pretty busy this time of year. I feel like that's not threatening enough, is it? I feel like putting some smaller spikes is gonna be a good idea. Also rotating them is gonna be a nice idea. But not like that. On the green axis. Thank you. Talk to you every day on Discord, but I'd still freak out with awkwardness if I met IRL. I don't know how to talk to people. You're fine. You're fine. You're gonna be fine if that's ever gonna happen to you. Yeah, and then we can copy that. Yeah, I think I have a plan. I have a plan, gentlemen. I go crashing for no reason. Yeah, it happens. It happens at times. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. I wake up a little early today. Looking at the inner workings of parks, and most of the times theme parks try to hide them unless the theme is industrial. I mean, hiding them doesn't mean that you have to ignore them. Like, when you look at that, for example, right? Or, you know, the backstage access, the backstage area even in general of Fiscus Houston right here. Granted, it's not done, there's still a lot of stuff to do, but you know. A park being themed doesn't mean that you're just gonna ignore the inner workings at all. Oh my god, the bug is still here. I'm gonna use my end fan to absolutely wreck that thing. There we go. Hey, Legendary MTB, nice to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. Like when it's visible to the pathways, that's the thing. So basically, what like I have here on Borealis, then that works, you know. It can be both, is what I'm saying. It's not an either or. Should I be just lazy and just copy copy those over. I think I should, yeah. Is that correct? I think so, yeah. Oh my god, the bug is still here. Squash it. Where it is. Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna make me mad. It always happens when it's during a heat wave as well. It's always driving me mad. Do not know if that's threatening enough. I feel like smaller ones would first of all, let's try to make that like 30. Yeah. Colored pencil tips. I don't know, I don't think so, but let's look at that. Maybe too clean for spikes. Yeah, it's way too clean, I don't like that. I'd rather use those. $40 is nice, yeah. Nope. Come on. I'm useless with a computer, it's crazy. I'm like an old person. I'm so slow. You make them the color of metal? No, they're supposed to be wooden. We're in an ancient temple, man. Trust the vision. Don't question things. We're gonna be there. We just need more spikes for now. But right now we're rescaling those circles. Bam ba da da dum bum bum ba da 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 da. Oh, I like this one. Rad Infinitum, I think it's called. Bum, 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 bum. Bum. How many films have you seen featuring temples rigged with traps? Indiana Jones for one. I don't know, adventure movies in general. It's a trope. What do you ask? Hey, Coasted Chicken, welcome to the stream. So yeah, I want to try to copy this. Make it like 50% smaller. Like so. I don't care whatever movies are I've made. It's my headcanon. I do what I want. What's your deal, Dave, today? Wow, you're second guessing everything I do. Let me cook, is what I'm saying. Yeah, it would make sense. Like, the way I see it, I don't see them like having the tools to you know, do some metal spikes. You have to imagine that those are the Mayans. And apart from very, very fancy things, I guess, I doubt that they had the technology to do massive spikes like that. Yeah, exactly, Hendrik. I would like to apologize. You're fine, you're fine. It was just like, I don't know, that was weird. I don't mind feedback, but it was like, oh yeah, you should do this, you should do that. But hey, by the way, you shouldn't do this because that. I'm like, let me work, man. But you're fine, don't worry. Just chill, you know. Trust in the vision. Okay. See you, Hendrik. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah. Look at that. That's threatening as hell. I think I got it. Yes, I got it. Hold on, guys. I've got to wash my hands now. Let's squash the bug. Here we are. My hands have been washed. Yeah, that's pretty nice, but I feel like now some different heights for different spikes would be nice. Maybe the big ones stay exactly where they should be. But I feel like having uneven spikes will make this even better. Is that not? There we go. That was weird. What is that not? I really? Come on! I literally have no idea why it's doing that, but it is. Spooky, yeah. So for example, for all of these, 20 centimeter difference. Yeah, it's already looking a little better. Okay, and so these ones, I would say 10 centimeters. Like so. That way it's like very subtle, but it's definitely here. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. It's got a very nice look to it all. Hey Kiara! Nice to know that you've safely landed. Hey Lurker, welcome to the stream. Right, so this is done. Now how am I going to go about making the rest of this? I need to save first, because that was a lot of work. Oh, that's a unique idea. Thank you. Yeah, it's gonna have a bunch of booby traps in this temple. Basically, want a lot of such such traps to narratively make your way into the temple, and then you realize that what's guarded is actually a tomb for the feathered serpent god. I know that I have a bunch of work to do still on the station, but yeah. Hey Scott! Welcome to the stream, nice to see a fresh new face. Playing Planet Coaster 2 along with you this evening, that's great. Will they move as well? No, but I will add some sound effects to this part of the queue specifically to make it sound like some rocks are tumbling or something of the sort. Essentially, what I want to do is... so, the storyline is that there's this one explorer called Teodoro Velázquez, who already has been through the temple, and that's why this part is dug up, well, dug through, really, to the tomb that's been sealed off. It's because Teodoro Velázquez has been, has awakened the feathered serpent, and so the feathered serpent has killed Velázquez, eaten Velázquez even. And so now that the god is awakened, he's doing all those tremors around the area, and so that's why there are earthquakes and all that. So yeah, that's the whole idea. All that to say that there will be some sort of the wooden poles to avoid those things going any further. What was I going to do? Yes. No, this. I just want to cover the edges with black walls just to create a better depth to it all, if possible. Actually, I don't know if that's a good idea. We can't really see much, can we? Let's try. Okay, that's one side done. Can I copy that to save me some work? Yes, I can. Okay. Huh. Right. It works. Does it work here though? I do not know. Good enough. Okay. So that's that, right? Let's continue by doing some trimming on those walls with that particular column. Reverse it? Oh yeah. Okay. Ah, I see. Gonna have to fake it. It's okay. I know how to do that. I'm a YouTuber after all. I fake stuff all the time. That's not true. I try not to. Let's just make sure that we can measure correctly to this. Yep, that works. Yeah, that works. Bit of a quiet evening this evening. Remember to leave a like if you are enjoying the stream. That helps other people find it, and it also helps me. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is going on here? Why is it doing that? That was so weird. Okay. So my columns are not aligned, is what this is saying. Great. Wait, when that happens. Hey, here's what it is. Like we need an entrance here as well. I'm gonna go back to those. Oops. Dun, 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 dun. How did I do it here? Right, so I did it on the angle then. I've been too focused on my own PC project. That's okay, that's okay. Just give a sign of life at some point. So it was a bit freaky just talking to myself. I can't exactly do that all stream. Playing Planko as well before Corvus's contest. Oh yeah, you're making that Vekoma, aren't you? How's it going? Hey Osna, hey Jovencito, welcome to the stream guys. I've just seen the Odyssey myself today, Osna. How was it? I didn't really like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not my favorite of Nolan's at all. In fact, I think it might be one of my least favorites. But then again, it's only my opinion. I think when you know the Odyssey itself, it's... You know, it's the same thing as when you read a book and they adapt it for the cinema. And it's not the way you pictured it in your head. It's kind of the way I felt with the Odyssey. Not that it's a bad film per se, but it's just not really something that I particularly enjoyed. Still a great film, though, I would say, but it's not my thing. But I would say that, yes, it is definitely a bit short. I feel like it rushed even at some point. Like, I feel like the pacing wasn't that good. Might be just me. Here we go, easy breezy. Yes, Custer is done. Did half of the custom supports and working on the queue right now. Wow, you're breezing through it. It's crazy. And of course, since we're talking about movies that have recently come out, let's stay spoiler free if possible. Not if possible, like let's stay spoiler free. Completely forgotten that there was this tiny piece that actually I could completely get rid of. So you can't tell that Spidey swings through the streets and such. No, you're banned. Sorry. I was laughing to myself the other day because we still have to put those safety stuff in an ancient Mayan temple, which is like killing the vibe absolutely, but you know, if you don't do it, it's like not up to code. I find it really, really funny. Oh no. I really enjoyed it. It's not Nolan's best work, but I still want to watch it again. I agree with the rushing point. I think it really rushed after the Cyclops scene. Yeah. I would even say the whole film, even before the Cyclops scene, I was like, what is that rhythm? What is that pace? Like, it has a really, really weird pace that I'm not a fan of at all. What if I told you that Spider-Man's real identity is Peter Parker? Who the hell is Peter Parker? I don't know him. Are there any flat rides or coasters you hope Planet Coaster 2 will add in the future? Yes, of course, of course. I definitely want to see an art wild swing as far as flat rides are concerned. I would love to see an intimate motion stage as well. I think that would be great. A madhouse would be a great flat as well. As far as coasters are concerned, I would love to see the Max Striker, the Vekoma Flyer, and honestly, that's about it. Maybe the Frill Glider, if they're daring a little. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot they can still do. I'm eager to see what they do next. I feel like they're starting to run out of options, and so they'll have to be a little more creative. So I'm definitely excited to see that. It would be annoying to film a madhouse though. It's like such a tiny space, I guess. I mean, that's the point. It's not like you're going to... Oh, yeah. But the thing is, I don't see the Mac Inverted Powered Coaster as a coaster. I see it as a dark ride, if that makes any sense. And we do need many more track rides. And we also need a lot more water park features that we really don't have anymore. Yeah, motion simulator would be nice. Where am I going with this? So we're gonna get it right back for a change? Really? I don't know about that. What makes you say that, Jinafa? Like, again, we listen and we don't judge. but I don't know if I agree with that, if I'm honest. Oh yeah, I would love to see a very, very high-tech dark ride, like Rise, indeed, yeah, with drop tracks and... granted, we can already do that with mods, but I would love to see it without mods, like an actual thing we could do. Dude, I will go crazy with that. Like, don't get me wrong, I love what I do in Belleflore. Like, Belleflore is a great park, and I love it. Again, this is the park that I would have loved to grow up in as a Frenchman. This is why I do it in France and what it's in my region of France. But when I get to Camtasia World, dark rides are gonna be much more present in the park, and that's gonna be so exciting. So exciting. Like I want to do so many cool stuff. Indoor coasters as well, or coasters with indoor narrative sections and all that. Like all of that is gonna be so cool. Yeah, we need the robotic arm ride. I really hope that they're gonna bring it back with the anniversary update or something. You know, last year they did the shooting ride as part of the anniversary update, so I feel like every year they might bring back a an old ride of that. Maybe multiple, that'd be nice. You know what I would love to see as well? For them to bring back the Armada. It's basically like the Pirates of the Caribbean boat ride. Like we really need one of those. Right, so I want to make the floor. With Belleflore, but the 2 Vekomas in the pack. Yeah. It's Boomerang and STC pack. Yeah. Even though they're not going to be featured in the same episode, what we're doing right now is episode 11, and the Boomerang is going to be episode 12. In the park story, they have been added to the park at the same time. Oops, I don't know what I wanted to do. Okay. Definitely like to see more water park stuff and track rides. Yeah, we need more variety. Like coasters is great, especially because it sells the pack. Like it's all well and good to have like new features like parades or themes, but ultimately, especially in my niche, I would say like my niche is mostly coaster focus, or bigger niches like Corvuses, for example. So it's 3 Vekoma. No. Boomerang STC 1 pack 2019. LIM 2023. LSM over here 2027. 3 different projects. Just because it's only Vekoma doesn't mean that they've all opened the same year. Wouldn't make any sense. Right. Ah, yeah. Ho ho ho. Now we get it. You are the test park of Vekoma. No, I'm not. That's in Ergilandia, we all know it. Basically, it's storyline-wise, they have a great especially, imagine what Nigloland has with Mac Rides, the relationship, I mean. they have with Mack Rides. Imagine that for Belleflore, but with Vekoma, essentially. And you'll get a good idea of why there is so many Vekomas in Belleflore by the end of the series. When they worked on that big Mexican area that we're starting, well, since we started last week, they were looking for like the next big thing, and at some point their partner, which is my fictional company in my universe, Yanko, planned a meeting with Vekoma to show them the STC prototype. And so essentially in our universe they decided to build the STC and the Boomerang first in 2019. I don't know why there's that little bit of pathing sticking out. That's okay. Okay, great. What was the new coaster of Energylandia? I think they were building their 20th. Apparently it's a B&M, but we are not sure what it's going to be yet, so we don't know. But of course, we'll definitely see at some point. It would be the funniest thing ever if it's like a really tiny coaster. Even Belleflore gets colonized by Dutch coasters. Yep, of course. Right, so let's put our basic shape right here to seal away any daylight. There we go. That way, boom, pitch black, almost. Yeah, very, very much so. Creepy. Ooh. I heard that Tormenta is smoother than most modern B&Ms, so this new one at Energylandia might end up being very solid. I don't know, we'll see. We're still waiting on the announcement, so we can't really do any predictions yet. I want to steal your color codes, thank you. Wooden. And kablamo. I'd love to see you do a realistic part from like the 90s. I'm not interested in that, sorry. I don't really do suggestions in general. I only do what interests me. And even like when it comes to rides and all that, I really don't take suggestions. I'm sorry. I know it's very disappointing, and that probably makes me a really bad content creator, but I really dislike. I'm not a people pleaser. I'm someone who likes to create. because I have a lot of ideas that I want to do and a lot of things that I want to express through my parks. Plus isn't the oldest coaster in the park from the 90s. That's true, and the park is technically from the 90s. The park part of Belleflore, so essentially this whole area right here is from 1997. So yeah. Wow, this park is so big that I have to go super far to go back to this area now. It's kind of crazy to think about. No, let's do the whole structure first. I'm going to copy you. Sometimes my control key doesn't work that well for some reason. I don't understand if you only took suggestions for solo projects like challenge suggestions and such, but committing it to an entire park suggestion is extreme. That is true, yes, and I will even add to that I'm a bit of an extremist. I feel like if I ever were to actually take suggestions in that manner, in any matter, the challenges or what's it called? Challenge videos. I would still feel like it would be as if I would admit that I don't have any better ideas than to steal ideas from you guys, essentially. Like, that's essentially why I don't like using ideas from the community in general. Especially because they don't feel mine, you know. I really enjoy owning, but not in the sense that I like it's mine. No, it's more in the sense that you know, when you make a mistake, you own it. It's your mistake, it's not someone else's. When a concept is good, it's your concept, it's not someone else's. So that's why I've always been a little shy about suggestions in general. I feel like A, I have more fun doing my own stuff, and B, it's like admitting that I don't have any other ideas than like stealing an idea from you. My room finally started to cool down after I opened all my windows, but now I've got the bugs. Yeah, that's why I don't open until the morning. I mean, that means I'm melting for the entire evening, but that's fine. I'm going to ignore that comment. Osna, that was weird. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. I feel like this should only stay the single rope. And then we'll have that. If you open your window, close your curtains, especially at night, because the bugs are following your lights. Yeah. And personally, I cannot sleep with the window open because I really cannot stand the noise of the outside. You know, the cars passing by, the strangers talking. All of that. Like I'm a very light sleeper essentially, and so I'd rather sleep in comfort and not do it. Hey Alessible, welcome to the stream. Have a good one as well. This interior kind of reminds me of Indiana Jones' ride at Disneyland. As a matter of fact, a lot of this park reminds me of Disney parks. Well, I don't know why the Disney parks would yeah. A lot of this park reminds me of Disney parks. Just swearing at Yan. Yes, that's true. I don't like being compared to Disney in general. But as far as this queue line is concerned, that is very true. That is much of my own inspiration. The Indiana Jones queue line, must admit. I really like going deep into a cavern, a temple, whatever that is. I don't know. I've never been myself, to be fair. I've only ever been to the Florida park outside of France. So yeah, I wouldn't know, but yeah, from what I've seen on the POVs and such, this is that. No. Canonically, the company that owns this park has committed 0 atrocities. What do you mean, which park? There we go. So that's what I meant by having. Actually, I don't think I like that central pillar. Yeah, let's get rid of it, just so we can see a little bit better. No, not that, not that. No, no, no. That one. And then I want to. You know what? Ah, but I see. Okay. You know what I can do? Bum 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 bum. What's my problem with Disney? Essentially, I grew up going to Disneyland Paris a lot, and obviously, since I grew up there, I really, really loved the park, despite its flaws. Like, I could see it had flaws, especially going to Walt Disney World at a very young age. I saw the differences between the two. But I still liked it because, you know, at the time it was cheap, it was somewhat affordable actually, and approaching COVID, and especially during COVID, the park completely blew out of proportions the spending that you could do at the park, which I guess is how you make money, but it's like disgustingly expensive nowadays. And it's not only that, but also they completely, like, everything that they add, in my opinion, do not really justify how expensive everything has become. If anything, the experience has become worse than when I used to go. So yeah. How do you put trash bins in the queue line? No, I do not know. I could, but it's kind of wasted in Planet Coaster 2. They don't really use it. But you could. I feel like it distracts from the story I want to tell, especially here. Right. That way. Yeah, that's better. More breathing room. Still oppressive, but not too oppressive, right? Belleflore. I mean, they've almost went bankrupt when they added the mine train in the rapids in the year 2000. That's like the worst thing that they've done, but otherwise, yeah, it's a family-owned park, so they, not only that, but it's also their 4 centuries old, almost 5 actually, no, 4 centuries old home, you know, family home, the manor that is still on property. So they really care about the place, and that was always how I imagined it, essentially, in my mind, to really have them caring a lot about what is going on at the park in general. Do you mean that Disney have committed atrocities, but canonically Belleflore hasn't? I'm a Belleflore adult. Yeah, me too. Me too. Dudes, can you imagine how amazing it would be to be able to go to Belleflore in real life? Especially being technically so close to it myself. Wow, that is dark. Being so close to it myself, I would 100% go there, like, every weekend. Yeah, I realized I didn't like this color for the floor, so I'm changing it. There we go. Yeah, of course I can't. That's better. Would Belleflore have a pin collection or popcorn bucket one? You know what? Belleflore doesn't like Belleflore is not that good at like merchandise in general. Belleflore is good at guest experience, and that's what matters really. This is what I love, hate about Blanco. People make such amazing parks that I wish they were real. Thank you. See you, Breeze. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. How about some lighting now? Aha. Okay, change of plan. Remove that. Hold on, was that the... yeah. Sorry for the flashbang. Add that. Add a few of those, actually. So let's see. I want one here. One around here. And so I guess one around here. And so a little tip on lanterns and torches and all that kind of stuff. What you can do... Wait, what? I did not realize that I had all those. Okay. Hold on, let me fix all of these. Oh! Crap! I remember why I had all of these now. Oh, thank God. Okay, no, it's fine. It's okay. Oh my God. I was literally about to completely remove all those. I need those so that the station animation works. Always. Yeah, thank goodness for the undo button. You said it. Right, so that's good. I just want to actually... Yes, of course, right now it's not really working. Let's actually wait until they actually activate to see what kind of light they give off. There we go. That's nice. That's even a little bright. What if I remove this one? Yeah, that's nice. I like that. And I'll put this one over here. I think it's flying though. Yeah, it's floating a little bit. There we go. Maybe I want one here. And one right here. See you, Scott. Thank you for stopping by. Boom. Okay. I'm just gonna wait until it triggers again. There we go. Yeah, that leaves a dark space here. That's great. And then we go on over there. Into here. Yeah, it's great. I like it. It's very claustrophobic. Essentially, I really want the queue line to make you feel trapped, which is not what you want for a queue line in general, but for storytelling purposes, I think it's nice. And then you get this big reveal with this big interior right here. That is like it's essentially a setup payoff. Anyway, point is, my little tip is to do some oscillation between the two. So it's that. Let's copy, because otherwise it won't actually copy. And use that for our buddy, the lantern. Boom. That's it. Its base color. Let's do L1. Actually, no, that should be L3. So this one is L2. Always label your stuff, by the way. L3. Oops, not what I wanted to do. Well, everything is tied to that custom. Okay. If you say so. And this is L1. Right. So back here. And we need to go for 15 seconds. Okay. So the trick that I was talking about, if it allows me, there we go. The trick that I was talking about is all about, I see the issue. I'll move the chat over there. Is to basically have that change color oscillating between colors for like 15 seconds on a loop. That way it'll look natural because it'll flicker and all that. It's not necessarily all that complex to do either. See, we're still seeing some trigger work, despite me saying that we wouldn't. Now it's in the way here. That's like 70 and boom. So that's L2 done. Now I'm going to do L1. And I think once we've done that, I'll stop the stream, guys. Okay? A bit tired, and it seems like you guys are as well. Actually, to avoid that, I could just do this. Yeah. You said 200 hours on playing. Go to, I'm catching you. Yes, you are. Keep at it, man. Keep at it. I just realized that this doesn't actually work. Oh no, it does. My bad. I was just being dumb a little bit. There we go. And that final one. This is what happens when you're unemployed all summer. Yay! Start a YouTube channel, man. You'll be making big bucks. That's not true. See you, Jinafa. Thank you so much for joining, man. And have a good night. It's so funny saying have a good night to you all. What? Okay. I'm just checking if my triggers were actually in the same order. Okay. So that should be it. That sequencing looks confusing. It's completely on purpose. It's basically supposed to, well, I'm about to show you. So you see those lanterns? Right now they're still, but look at how they all change in a second. Well, 15 seconds, it should be. Right. Now. There we go. Look at how much more alive this place feels thanks to the sequencing. That's what I've done with the torches in the time controller Dark Ride. Wait, actually, do you want to see confusing sequencing? I'll show you confusing sequencing. Station departure. Let's zoom out as much as we can. No, maybe not 5%, but like 50. No, 50 doesn't show the bottom bar. There we go. That's how my my triggers look for the departure. That's why it was so confusing. It's random on purpose, and that does make it feel much more alive. Yes, it does. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, before we say goodbye, do you guys want to see what that looks like, actually? I'm going to cut off the soundtrack here and Yeah, 55 triggers. There are 55 lights to trigger, and actually more, but some are not triggered. Some are just staying static. But basically, all of the lights inside this main area, not the ones on the sides here or there, are being triggered. And I'll make you like I don't know, where's the train? Where is the train? Oh, it's right there. So it's probably about to depart then. Well, we're in luck. Listen to this. I think. There we go. And then that's the arrival that I have to do tomorrow. But yeah, I don't think we could really see it very well. Let me show you once again. Boom. But yeah, that's what I spent all afternoon doing yesterday. You can't see how 50 plus lights did that effect. So that's 16 right here. No, hold on. 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 right here plus 12 that are my braziers. By the way, yes, those are hidden. They're not flames, but they look like it from the bottom, so that's cool. Plus 4 plus 4. There we go. That's how. I want to try to catch it again. Yeah, I love it so much. I'm a bit unsure whether having the audio twice is a good idea. I want to see it again. So the idea is to leave the station in the dark until a train actually arrives. Yeah, the roof is a lot. And then boom, dark, and then there's a train arriving, and boom, there's the arrival. But the arrival I'll do tomorrow. I'll probably finish the spike room in the morning, and then I'll go on with the room animation. But yeah, I'm really happy with the progress that we've done so far. I have a Black Mamba break run, making them sit in complete darkness for a minute. Well, they're not gonna stop, but yes, it's gonna be complete darkness. In fact, complete dark. There we go. Essentially, right here, you're gonna go inside a cavern. The exit for the ride is gonna go over this portion of track, and this entire section is going to be in the dark because there is going to be the transfer track right here, with the maintenance bay coming out right here next to the road. So yeah. Oh my goodness. Of course I labeled it. What do you expect? Hey Nick, nice to see you. Unfortunately, we're saying goodbye for today. It's been a bit of a slow stream. It's fine, it happens, and the heat wave has definitely got something to do with it. We've still streamed for 3 hours, so it's pretty decent. But yeah, guys, thank you all so much for this last stream of July. Thank you all so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure to be with you all. As always, if you've enjoyed the stream, do leave a like, and perhaps also you may want to leave a comment or even donate a little bit. Hey, and bit late. Yeah, definitely late, Joshua. That's fine. The replay is going to be on in a couple minutes, I think. And also, you might want to donate as well if you've enjoyed this stream. But yeah, thank you all so much. Again, no stream on Saturday. Unfortunately, I'm having family over, but we will be back on next Wednesday to start our streams of August. Thank you all so much. Have a great evening, and I'll see you all next week for a new stream. Bye.